Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. How's everybody doing? In this video, I'm going to be showing how much exactly it costs to get a wide body on your base C6 Corvette, from the front panels to the quarter panels to the front bumper, and also a full paint job. Bear with me, I'm new to this YouTube voiceover stuff. This is probably like my 5th time trying to voice over this whole video, but yeah. Let's just get into it. You know, you guys don't want to hear me ramble on, so yeah, let's just go. One thing I'd like to add is some of these parts that I bought 3 years ago actually did get a little bit more expensive, which is kind of crazy, but let's just get into the video. All right, so this is my 05 base Corvette when I first got it. This was about like 3 or 4 years ago now, and I had pretty much everything stock. I had the grandpa wheels and pretty much nothing really special about it. I mean, it had a cam. I remember it had a cold air intake when I first picked it up, and that was pretty much it. I decided I wanted to spice up the car a little bit, so yeah, so that's exactly what I did. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the front ZR1 fenders. I'm gonna tell you guys, fuck, I'm stuttering. All right, but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the ZR1 fenders. I'm gonna show you guys where I got those. So pretty much I just went on Google and did a quick search. These were pretty much the first ones that popped up, and I was a bit skeptical because they're from eBay, and eBay's kind of sus sometimes, but I did a little bit more research and figured out that they're actually out of California. So I did a quick search on Google, JD Corvette, and I just looked at the reviews to see if they had any shitty ones, and they had a few, not too bad. So like this guy right here looked like they didn't really fit too well, but I decided, you know, screw it, why not, because nobody else is really making them right now. So yeah, I just went ahead and got them, and those are running $1,298. A couple years ago when I bought the pair, I actually picked them up for $830, which is way cheaper than what they are now, but like I said, price is going up. It is what it is. Alright, so the next piece to the puzzle was to look for the Z06 or the ZR1 front bumper. Alright, to find this bumper, I pretty much just checked JD Corvette's online store, and sure enough, they had it. I wouldn't really recommend it though, because it doesn't really fit well. A lot of modifications needed to run this goddamn bumper. I know I had a ton of issues trying to put it on, so I would just look for an OEM if possible. It looks like they're wanting $895 right now, compared to 3 years ago when I bought this, it was only $620. Alright, so the next section is going to be the Z06 or the ZR1 rear quarter panels. I pretty much got the entire body kit from the same store. So the price on those right now is $1,039 for the pair, which is low-key fucking outrageous. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. Compared to when I bought these 3 years ago, they were $870. So the total for the front bumper, the front fenders, and the rear quarter panels is $3,232. Compared to a couple years ago, I only paid $2,808, and that was including shipping. You probably have to throw in another couple $100 in there for shipping. In this body kit, I was also looking for all the fender liner parts and like the grills and the inserts that come with the wide body kit. So the same store, fortunately, they had all those, and those ran me an extra $1,847. Alright, so the big question is, how much did all of this cost? Alright, so back in the day, for the fender liner parts, the fenders, obviously the bumper, everything, I paid $4,655. And if you purchased all that right now, being that the prices got a little bit more expensive, you'd be looking at $5,079. Alright, so the next step was to go get a paint job somewhere. I knew I didn't want to go too crazy with the paint because I knew I was going to be out drag racing, and definitely was going to get scratched, or I was going to get a bunch of rock chips on it. So I went ahead and chose a quick, easy paint spot, which was Mako. So the total cost for the paint job at Mako was $4,182. So the paint job itself was actually pretty nice. I mean, it had a nice shine when the sun came out and all that. This is actually OEM paint from GM. So what you're looking at right here is crystal red metallic, or something along the lines like that. All I remember was that it was OEM GM paint, which was a little bit more expensive. So the total cost for the wide body and the paint for me was $8,838. Alright, so moving on to this section of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys all the parts that I put on the Corvette. So let's go ahead and start off with the most obvious part, is the front lip and the side skirts. Alright guys, so I pretty much just went to this store. It's called Extreme Online Carbon Fiber Store or whatever. But the side skirts were $250 and the front lip was $220. Next, I wanted to get these little laser dark smoke lights right here, so I went over to this website. It's called Vet Lights, and those were $95. Alright, so for this next mod, I sort of wanted to go for a blacked out look, you know, make it look a little bit more sinister. So I got this black emblem and these black forged stars with slicks in the back. So those black emblems, pretty simple, they were $36. Those rear forged stars were $740, and the front were $1,030. Alright, so for this next mod, I realized I didn't really like having no vents on the fenders, so I went out and searched for them, and I picked them up for $120. Alright, so that is going to be all of the mods for the exterior. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the engine, and which mods I decided to go with as far as power. Alright, for this first mod, I decided to get some ported LS2 heads, 225cc, max lift 650, and those ran me $2,674. Alright, so to pair that up with a colder intake, I decided to go with this one right here, which I don't really recommend. It's kind of crappy, but I guess it gets the job done, and that was $348. Alright, so for the throttle body, I decided to go with this 102mm electric throttle body, which I don't really recommend. It's on the cheaper side, so you already know it's a little bit cheaper. It doesn't really work as well, but yeah, you mainly got it for price. It's only $130. So as far as the intake manifold, it was only right to get this LSX Fast 102mm. This one was $1,211. Now for the exhaust, I decided to get the 1 7/8 long tube headers. These are pretty budget friendly. They're not too crazy, so yeah, I know it says $399 on the price, but you actually end up paying around $740. So that is it for the engine bay. Now let's move on to the suspension, which is the final piece of this build. Couldn't find any pictures of this part, but I'm pointing at the 15-inch drag spindles, which, holy shit, these are expensive and they're hard to find. So good luck finding these, man. I found them at LG Motorsports, and they ran me $1,249. And not only that, guys, you literally have to go get the C5 base brakes, and these will run you $265. Make sure you guys do a ton of research when doing the 15-inch conversion. I didn't do any, and I didn't realize I had to get these 05 base brakes, and I ended up paying more than what I would have wanted to because I needed them so fast, and I needed to put the car on the ground to go get it aligned. So yeah, definitely do not miss this step right here. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing. Alright, so for the next little mod, it was this short throw shifter. It was $420. And for this last mod, I got a front and rear lowering suspension bolts. I only lowered the rear though, but yeah, if anybody doesn't know, Corvettes have this pretty much what is it, a factory lowering suspension system, I guess, and you can just pretty much lower it without having to buy coilovers. But yeah, those were literally only $18. It's literally just a grade 8 bolt, so don't even worry about it. Alright, so that is pretty much my entire build list on my C6 Corvette. The amount I spent overall on this car was between 15 and 16K, which is pretty expensive. If you're having a lot of fun with it and you're actually enjoying what you're doing, I think it's totally worth it, and it's a great hobby, you know, to get into. You meet a lot of people with the same interests, and you get to go to car shows and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, that's a whole nother side of, you know, what is the car scene or whatever you guys want to call it. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching, and peace.